Angela Bassett completely improvised this scene, and it's still iconic 30 years later, and you see why. This is Savannah Jackson, a successful TV producer who just moved to Phoenix from Denver. She's tired of the cold weather, tired of her job, and most of all, tired of dating these bums. Although Savannah is no angel,
as soon as one of you turns your back, I'm gonna flirt my butt off and then take your man.
She still puts herself out there, but no matter how hard she tries, the dates always end the same. But she is not the only one dealing with lying men. Her best friend from college, Bernadine Harris, aka Bernie, also lives in Phoenix. She is married to a man named John. For the last 11 years, she foolishly put her dreams of opening a catering company on hold to raise her family and help her husband build his company up to be a success. But like a typical man, on a random day, he tells her that
I give you 11 fucking years of my life and you're telling me that you're leaving me for a white woman?
Bernie also has two other close friends. Robin Stokes, a high-powered insurance executive who books millions in deals for her company, but has the misfortune of being attracted to good-looking, cheating men. And Gloria Matthews, a beauty salon owner who spent her years putting her life on hold to raise her teenage son Tariq as a single mother. All four women are in their mid to late 30s, black, beautiful, and successful. But still, all four women struggle to find and keep love. When word gets out that Bernie and John are getting a divorce, her friends are ready to go to war. But Bernie is completely devastated. So that morning, after sending the kids off to school, she realizes that there is no point crying over spilled milk and decides to take action. So she packs up all his shit, purchased with money she helped him make. His designer bags, tailored suits, and tacky shoes, dumps it all in their white luxury car and let it burn. Meanwhile, Robin, attempting to move on from her ex, a man named Russell who broke her heart, decides to go on a date with a co-worker named Michael, who is not her usual type. The date moves faster than Michael deserves, and after 1 minute and about 3 seconds of what he calls lovemaking, Robin, who just wants to find love, tries to see if there might actually be something real between them. Meanwhile, it's back to business as usual for John, who is unfazed by the mess he created. So Bernie decides it's time to pay him and his mistress a little visit.
Would you mind terribly if I had a few words with my husband?
She finds out that John has cleared out their bank account. He tells her that she can have the house, but he is taking everything else. But Bernie isn't going down without a fight. Meanwhile, Gloria's husband stops by to see his son, but finds out that Tariq wants nothing to do with him because he is a deadbeat father. But that doesn't faze Gloria, who was hoping that he would spend the night in her bed, and got a reality check when he tells her that. But let's return to Savannah's love life.
Turns out this guy has no real income.
Since her standards are so low, it is no surprise that when her ex Kenneth, a married man mind you, calls to let her know that he will be in town, Savannah wonders if she should see him. And after speaking to her mother, who seems to have a relationship with Kenneth for some reason, insists that Kenneth is a good man and Savannah should give him another chance. When Kenneth finally gets in town, Savannah decides to see him, and Kenneth proclaims his love for her, even though they previously broke up because Kenneth wouldn't leave his wife. But he promises that this time will be different. Oh, but let's not forget about Robin. Back at the office, Michael, who is a subordinate of hers, seems to take every opportunity to embarrass her by undermining her work.
Well, you will never get another whiff of this.
And that put an end to that relationship. Anywho, after Bernie demands a drastic makeover from Gloria, the ladies hit the town hoping to unwind, and Bernie puts her new look to work. But guess who they bump into at the club? Michael with another baddie. How is this man getting away with this?
Little fat fuck.
But Robin moves on quickly to a man named Troy, a party animal who likes to show her off. But after dating him for just 3 days, Robin has had enough of his coke-filled shenanigans and tries to break things off. But when Troy asks her to meet his mama, Robin just couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I just hate to see a bad bitch settle. When the day comes to meet Troy's mama, he shows up drunk, and Robin finally starts using her brain cells and breaks things off for good.
Then you wonder why we go out with white women.
A white woman can have your sorry ass.
But Robin also begins seeing her married ex, Russell. He's handsome and really only comes to see her for booty calls. Meanwhile, Gloria meets a new neighbor, a single bachelor named Marvin. Sparks fly between them.
All right.
and they begin to date. He is warm, generous, helps around the house, and even spends time with Tariq. But when Marvin suggests that she should give Tariq some space and let him grow up, Gloria snaps at him and they stop seeing each other. Things get worse for Bernie. She is now in a full legal battle with John over their assets. After court, she goes back to her hotel bar to drink away her sorrows, and that's where she meets James, a married man staying at the hotel whose wife is dying of breast cancer. They have a good conversation and go back to her hotel room where he tells her that although he finds her attractive, he still loves his wife. So instead of making love, they lay down together and hold each other tight. Anyways, back to Savannah. So a few months go by, Kenneth still has not left his wife. And Savannah starts to wonder if she made the right decision. She meets up with Robin, who is in a similar situation with a married man, to get some advice, and finds out that Robin was once pregnant by her married lover.
So she had an abortion. She never looked at men quite the same again.
And still unable to make up her mind, Savannah meets with Kenneth, who tells her that,
Baby.
Have to wait a little bit longer than I expected.
well, that information finally slaps some sense into her, and even her mama couldn't change her mind.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. Mama, I tell you what, why don't you fucking marry him then?
Thankfully, Savannah isn't the only one gaining some sense. Robin discovers that she's pregnant by Russell again, but this time she decides to keep the baby and raise the child on her own. Anyways, back to Gloria, who finally accepts that her son is not her man and should have his own life like Marvin said, comes to her senses and apologizes to Marvin, the only good man in this movie. Meanwhile, after the night at the hotel, Bernie and James stay in touch. James periodically writes Bernie and expresses that even though his wife is still alive, he is beginning to fall in love with her. But there is more good news for Bernie. She wins her court case against John and finally has the financial stability that she deserves. In the end, all four women come together to celebrate their friendship and hopefully work on decentering men. Waiting to Exhale is a 1995 film based on Terry McMillan's novel, directed by Forrest Whitaker. Although the film is about four women who are a little too obsessed with men, it also celebrates sisterhood and centers Black women's stories in a very unapologetic way, showing that we don't have to be perfect to be deserving of love. I also loved how Gloria's story unfolds. In a time when plus-size Black women were written as one-dimensional stereotypes, the plus-size character being the only one to find love without debasing herself, Bridgerton, Gloria gets a love story without a weight loss arc. Cast was incredibly stacked. Whitney Houston, Angela Bassett, Loretta Devine, Layla Rochon, and a bunch of fine men. The chemistry was undeniable, which is why Halle Berry, Robin Givens, and Kenya Moore all auditioned for the role of Robin and lost to Layla Rochon. Angela Bassett completely improvised this scene, bringing what I consider an Oscar-worthy performance to this role and solidifying this movie as an iconic gem. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Abby, and this is Vixen Cinema, where I feature movies with complex female characters. New episode drops every Friday, so please hit like and follow for more. Bye.